oh my God, they're going to pave over the Greenbelt. That's what I'm going to be talking about today, and it's going to get a little bit ranty, so stay tuned. Hey, what's up? My name is Brett Perot. I am a realtor in the GTA, and this channel focuses on GTA real estate news, market updates, educational videos, so you can stay informed when it comes to buying or selling real estate. If you find any part of this channel valuable, what I'd like you to do is to please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. You can also book a call with me directly through the first link in the description, and that's the book a discovery call so we can chat about the market or whatever concerns you may have. I wanted to bust a few myths when it comes to the Greenbelt, and I'm going to make a statement at the end. Maybe I'll do a little rant. Are you feeling a rant? I'm feeling a little bit of a rant today because I've been thinking about this for a while, and it's just like you hear about it on the news a lot, and there's a lot of people like the virtue signal, and it just kind of like eats away at you ever so slightly. Maybe at the end of this video, you may have a different opinion of what's actually going on. I just want to give you the facts of what's actually going on in the Greenbelt, and I'm specifically talking about the Duffins Rouge Agricultural Preserve because that's near where I live, but I wanted to kind of shed light on a few inconsistencies that we see in the media all the time. First off, there were a few politicians in the legislature talking about how this is the breadbasket of Ontario and that people will face higher food insecurity if they start developing this specific area in Pickering. And it is just not true. A lot of the area that actually got sold in the land swap and has been bought up, if it is farmed, it's still farmed under a license agreement with the owner if they're not specifically a farmer. But most of what is grown in this area is corn or soy for feeding other livestock, of which we have a lot of, and that's produced in large quantities in North America. And then also there's probably some sod farms or tree farms, mostly just for wholesaling sod for your house or trees for your house for landscaping. And that's about it. I don't think that if this land were to be developed, that it would actually cause any problems in terms of food insecurity that people are already facing. It's not going to exacerbate that issue in the city of Toronto or in the GTA in general. And even the City of Pickering Planning Department has said that this land is well suited for development. And these are the people researching this stuff. They're reading the reports. They're getting independent consultancies to come in and see what's good for development. And they've said before that this area is well suited for development. Okay, next I wanted to go over during the Kathleen Wynne Liberal years, there was 17 separate times that land was removed from the Greenbelt. And it was removed in likely smaller pieces, removed for not very good reason. This is a larger swath of land that they're proposing to remove, but it's to address the housing affordability and housing shortage issues that we have in the province of Ontario, and specifically the GTA. And Doug Ford has said before that when people are coming up to him, they're not worried about the environment so much. It's real world problems that they're actually worried about, like where's my family going to live? How am I going to get a roof over my head when everything's so expensive? So we're going to talk about maybe the ones that would piss you off the least, the reasons that the Liberals removed land from the Greenbelt. But I just want to give you the facts here, and they removed the Greenbelt to build a parking lot, a Lowe's hardware store, because I don't know if we have enough big box stores around the GTA. They removed some to do a golf course, and then probably the worst one is they removed an area of land in Vaughan where 6 large mansions were built, complete with swimming pools and tennis courts, and worse yet, it was actually adjacent to a wetland that borders the Humber River. So when the news media is attributing this malice or this uncaring attitude towards the environment by the conservative government that's in power in Ontario now, I just believe it's a little bit disingenuous when we look back at the track record of other governments that have removed land from the Greenbelt as well. Next, I want to talk about the sheer size of land, because I think sometimes humans have trouble interpreting large numbers. And this is true of everyone, myself included. And we're talking about something on a smaller scale, but the numbers are quite small when you actually dig into it. So they're proposing to remove 7,400 acres from the Greenbelt. And the Greenbelt is this big moat that totals about 22 million acres all around the GTA. So if you divide, let's do some public math here. If you divide 7,400 by 2 million times 100, you get 1/3%. So what they're proposing to remove is 1/3% of the Greenbelt. And better yet, which is not mentioned very often, is that they're actually going to add 9,400 acres to the Greenbelt further out in the west end of the city, near Paris, Ontario. And that's a net positive gain of 2,000 acres of protected land. So I wanted to dive into what I think actually happened in the process. The Auditor General said that the process of choosing these lands was highly influenced by well-connected developers. When they're adding in the well-connected bit, what that is already doing is framing that there was some sort of misconduct involved. Because when you say well-connected, what you are actually saying, if you're reading between the lines, is that these big developers are giving money to the Conservative Party. So I'll let you in on a little secret, is that these big developers have also given the Liberal government money, have also given the NDP money. I'm not here to talk about if it's proper that these people are making campaign financing donations, but this is just kind of the way that it works. There's big lobby groups that always try to get the government to do what they want. Now, you can call me naive or whatever you want, I don't really care. But I don't think the government was in a back room like Mr. Burns saying, excellent, we're going to pave over the Greenbelt. I don't think that's what happened at all. What I actually think happened in the process was that the government went to the private sector with their stated goal of building 1.5 million new households before the end of 2030 and asked them, how do we achieve this goal? Now, if you're a developer that owns a bunch of land in a specific area, and they've been purchasing this land since before the Greenbelt was even enacted, planning on building on it anyway, like I've said, because the City of Pickering Planning Department has said that it's been well suited for development, you're going to say to the government, hey, we own this land, we have a plan in place, we've had a plan in place for over 20 years, and we can get this done to help you achieve your stated goal of 1.5 million homes before the end of 2030. If I'm someone in the government and I'm doing polling and I'm seeing people come to me all the time in person to my face saying, housing's too unaffordable, where am I going to put my family? I need a roof over my head. Millennials can't buy homes. Gen Z likely won't be able to build homes unless you have some all-star type of job making $250K and you want to live in this city. What are you going to do when a developer comes to you with a plan in place where they've done all the groundwork and they've assessed how many homes they can build, what the impacts on the environment are going to be, and they can start breaking ground pretty much right away? And the government has said that they wanted significant approvals done by the end of 2023 and houses built by the end of 2025. So there's no sitting on this type of deal. They need to start building houses now to get roofs over heads. I think it's a no-brainer, and I think it's as simple as the Ford government was just like, okay, well, we have to remove it from the Greenbelt. Maybe we can handle this fallout, and maybe people will be more motivated to get into houses rather than preserve this area, like we talked about before, that's really not serving the purposes that are being stated in the news media. Before I go any deeper into the weeds, that's it from me for this video. We'll see you next time.